What's going on, everyone? Welcome to tonight's live stream. Let me just finish off this and see if that chat box is working. It is. Excellent. Cool. Everything seems to be doing what it's supposed to be doing, so we're all good. Audio sounds good, picture looks okay. Only thing I didn't get a chance to sort out today was the welder camera. So we're still on a semi-foot cam / pointing at the floor cam, whatever it's doing. I really just have it plugged in to test the port orientation with the laptop currently. So, where are we at? I'm down to my last two tungstens that are already sharpened. So we are sort of keeping our fingers crossed tonight. Over on this screen here, we've got two R33. These are going to be recirc versions when they're finished to get welded up tonight. Right there. So I just buttoned these up today. We had them sort of semi put together yesterday, but I needed to get the recirc tube in and put all the baffling in on the inside. So we're going to be able to weld those out tonight, and then I'll be able to clean up the recirc tube either end, put the fittings on, whatnot, but we should be able to get this welded tonight. That's it. I think we're good to go. Sitting on my gloves, like trying to find where my gloves are, and I'm sitting on them. Okie dokie, let's get into it. I'm going to start off by just bowling the end of this tungsten here. Let me get it in the focus box. It has started to bowl, but it's a little bit flat on one side, so I'll just round that out. Let's have a look at where this camera is pointing. Round about where my foot is, there's a little bit of foam on the floor there. I wonder what's going on. It's just absolute chaos in here right now. This piece of Kaizen foam right there, I use that to try and keep the cables out the way when it goes in and around this racket shelving. Alright, so as quick as that, this is a 2% serrated tungsten, 2.4 mil. Bowls super quick, really nicely. I'm really loving these tungstens at the moment. These are Unimig brand that I've just picked up from a tool supply place like Total Tools, I think I got it from. So I'm going to start off with the seam at the bottom. I'm going to jump into a pulse setting, just the usual pulse setting that we use. It is auto pre-flow, post-flow. I can't show you this at the moment, I don't have a camera over this side. 0.833 second pulse with a 43% on time. It's the go-to pulse setting for this stuff. So I'm going to weld both of these cans at the same time, so I'll flick in between them. That welded really nicely. The camera's a bit slow to come back on, but here he is. Really good weld. Excuse me, really good weld across there. Not too bad at all. I feel like I could tune these settings a bit more, but certainly not going to be tonight's problem at this point. And same again, beautiful little weld across there. Real happy with how that's turned out. Looks bloody excellent. So I'm going to flick over and do these filter basket welds while we're still in the pulse setting. This one, where it has the pipe come through, has a just an added challenge with the thinness across the top there. This other one I have already gone through and just fusion welded across there because I did have to give it a bit of a wallop with a hammer. But I might do the same for this one, just tentatively, and then go ahead and weld them out. Ended up just bumping that pulse up to 1.6 hertz, which is 0.625 seconds. A little bit nicer, just trying to avoid that distortion down that side panel, and kind of in the mood to move a little bit quicker tonight, so I thought I'd give that a little bit of an experiment. And same again, pretty happy with that. A little bit of trash or something in the part just over here, which doesn't really show in the weld, but it definitely changed the profile of the weld. But the other side there looks really good. Probably won't stick with this faster pulse ultimately. Resetting up for each pulse is a little on the fast side, I guess. So we're going to get on the end here and weld up the back, weld around the top here. I've been really enjoying doing these this way. This is a R33, so we're going to start, R33? Yeah, R33, so we're going to start over here. And I will pop this little brass dude on here as a chill block. I was gonna switch over to the welder screen, but you're not on that camera anymore. So I'm gonna go back to my straight current setting. This is auto, pre-flow, post-flow on the gas, no pulse. It is on optimal wave, 90 Hz and negative 35 on the AC balance, and 110 amp max with a foot pedal. It's been a great little setting, very forgiving setting. So let's weld this guy out. Traveled around there pretty well. Looks pretty good. Always has a good angle and a bad angle with this lighting. The good angle looks really good, the bad angle looks really bad. In person, it all just looks fine. So gonna go along and do the same weld on this tank. So just keep swapping back and forth and doing the same weld on each side, each tank. I'm just going to try turning the frequency down a little bit. So I'm going to go down to 85 Hertz. I'm just going to creep it down just from an audible point of view. So I'm going to start in this same corner and then travel around there. This brass block's getting a bit hot, but we'll persist with it because it is pulling the heat out of the material. Not too bad, not a massive fan of that 85 Hertz. Just for curiosity's sake, I'm going to go the opposite direction. I know we've done all this before, but today's a brand new day, so just had a little bit of issue controlling the heat with that lower frequency. The weld still looks very reasonable. It just didn't feel great. It did sound good though. I'm trying to, the goal there was to try and quieten it down a little bit. So now we can pop a chill block on the top there. We've got a tiny bit of distortion there. That is one hot piece of brass. You guys can't see what the heck is going on. not too bad. I don't know what's going on tonight. I'm not really feeling it. Let's see there. G'day, Chris. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the like and the share. I really appreciate that. Hope you've had an awesome day, man. Yeah, a little bit. I think it was more the angle situation going on there. Wasn't super happy with that. Looks okay on the right angles, but definitely doesn't have the consistency that I'm looking for. And I think what we'll have to do is what we always do when I'm not happy with things, is go back to the old settings. So we're going back to square wave, we're going back to 130 Hertz. I know I should just stay on this all the time, but I don't. Because every now and then the 90 Hertz setting is bloody amazing, and then every now and then it's not. Jag, thanks for the like, appreciate that. Spent most of it asleep. Still not good, or did you have a big night the night before? I'm going to continue all the way around the top on this one and then swap back over to the other one. So I have just changed square wave, 130 Hertz, negative 36 on the AC balance. We are still hovering at the 110 amps, and everything else has stayed the same. There's not really much else I can do. So let's see how this goes. Definitely way more stable, the arc on square wave. Every time, still, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I just need to get some more practice in. I don't feel like I've been welding very much lately. I feel like there's just been a ton of other stuff to do around the shop. There's about to be a lot of welding, but I don't know if that's a good enough excuse. What else can I point at? I think the ground is good. Everything's connected nicely. Yeah, it sounds totally fine, man. Like busy during the day, have an afternoon nap. Sounds like the absolute perfect day, actually. I'm just going to check the gas flow. I don't know if I did that at the top of the stream. Probably a little bit low. I'm going for 7 litres a minute. You guys, I know you guys can't see that very well, but it's just a hair below 7. Just bear with me, and I'm just going to check out that there's no table legs on the gas hose or anything. Everything looks to be totally fine. It definitely doesn't seem like a gas issue. It more seems like a me issue. But I'll turn the gas up that extra hair, and the only other thing, and I might actually do that, we're probably well overdue to change the cup on this. Just pull this cup off. It actually looks pretty good. Just try knocking some of those dags off, and it's probably time that doesn't need to be spent. So if you ever do get any little like drossy dags in there, just a filler rod running around on the inside is all you need to do on these ceramic cups to knock that off. But on this one, I think he's quite old. See how we're going for stock on these. I have no idea where my bloody... Oh, actually it's in the other toolbox there, buddy. So brand newy, down to my last one. Have to order some more tomorrow. But I don't think this will make a difference. We're just going through the motions just to see if it does make a difference. So this is number 5 gas lens. Got my little brand on it. They're pretty cool. Rather be out in the shed than asleep. Yeah, like I get that. But how good is a day nap? it's certainly one of the greatest things. We'll grab a fresh filler here, and let's see how this turns out. Yeah, I mean, it felt a little bit better, but I think it's just placebo. I don't think anything we just did made a real difference there. Definitely, you know, like a good enough weld. A little bit of undulation in it, which is not something I'm keen on. Might just try bumping that down to 115 hertz and see if I can split the difference on that. And let's cruise over to the other one and see how this one goes. I don't know if you can see that at all. You can certainly see it in the finished weld, but through this section here specifically, just had a bit of trash bubble through from the other side of the part. Not sure exactly why. I've got a couple of thoughts, but I can't guarantee that it was this panel. I bought a new linishing belt, and it just didn't feel right, didn't smell right, and it might be that it left contaminants in this part, but I can't guarantee that it was this panel that I used it on. I didn't like it, so I only did a couple of parts and retired it. I normally get them from Trade Tools, but picked one up from Sydney Tools, I think it came from. Anyway, it might be that, it might not, but managed to boil it out and just weld over the top, but it looks like crap. Looks crappish, I should say. A slight improvement coming down that back section. Doing the front on that first weld was not an improvement at all. Let me spin that around to show you. Looks pretty good. Still same sort of area, a little bit of undulation, but a bit more consistent. I ended up dropping it down to 75 Hertz and going back to Optima. I don't know. Yeah, that's not too bad. The front weld looks like absolute garbage, but yeah, it just is what it is. It's still, I mean, it's still really nice, but I just expect more from myself. Let's grab this. Just gonna button up a couple of tacks here, and then we'll get to welding the bottom. Same again, I'll swap in between the parts as I go. went full try-hard mode down there, and I am very happy with that weld. Looks really good. I ended up, just for curiosity's sake, ended up dropping the frequency down to 66 Hertz. A little bit unstable with the arc. I think it was more my dedication to trying to do a good weld. What I'm thinking, and I wish I had a camera over here, but what I'm going to do is drop the minimum amps down. I've got them set to 15 and 110 max on the foot pedal. Just dropping that down to 2 amps and just going to increase the range of the foot pedal. I'm trying that for my comfort more than that I think it's going to net any results. And now I'm going to climb back up in the frequency, so I'm going to up that to 76 Hertz, and I'm going to do exactly the same weld on the other tank there. So same again, I'm just going to button up these, I haven't tacked any of this corner here, so I'm just going to button that up, weld across here, and we'll get this guy welded up. Hopefully we have good results. was okay. So same thing, this little stretch right here had the same sort of trash. This is the same part, so the same trash was sort of bubbling through from the other side. There's no reason, unless like some WD-40 or something got sprayed on it. Like, I don't understand why it's coming through from the underside just on this one part. The linishing belt is a logical explanation, but I don't know if it's the correct one. But the weld's not too bad. Still not what I want it to be. I went right back up to 98 hertz. Really just trying to feather out these edges a bit better and get my travel speed up a little bit. But I mean, it doesn't look terrible, and it certainly will. It'll look fantastic when it's powder coated, but it's not filling me with excitement, unfortunately. Picking up 316 mesh for your crab cookers. Awesome. So that's going to be a weekend project, is it? Or is it a bit of a larger project than just a weekend? Back to the other guy, and we'll roll around these back two welds. I don't know what to do as far as playing with settings go. I know none of it matters. None of it matters at all. We'll just try it, see how it goes. Getting pretty crappy arc starts since turning the current down on foot pedal. I wish I could bring you over here to look at the machine, but I'll try and walk through it as best I can. So high frequency spark force is at 100%. We did have that turned down for a time. Startup level is at 5% and the machine recommends 10, so I'll just crank that back up. We had that turned down because it was causing interference with the computer, but that was the old computer. None of that matters, and in here we've got none of this matters. Okay, yeah, everything looks like it's as it should be. Sorry I can't walk through you with that, but so I've just turned the startup frequency up, and we'll see if that helps with these weak arc starts. A bit longer. Yeah, like awesome, man. Like I think sounds like a cool project. Anyway, send me photos. I think you've got me on Facebook. I know I promised that that group this week, and I'm going to endeavour to have it done by the end of the weekend. I'm pretty sure I said that last week, but life got in the way. But yeah, if you can, send me some photos. I'd love to see a bit of stainless work for sure. I'm very interested to see the kegs and the weldability of them as well. Did you see how crisp that arc start was just then? That was amazing. Yeah, that was nice. What did we do? We're just at 92. We're basically back where we started. Always the way. You could almost blame some of that on heating the part as well. Although it's a new thing. It's got to just be user error, right? Surely. Yeah, that felt great as well, and looks great too. Really happy with that. Did have a misstart on the arc, and I always worry that it's going to balk the computer. But I think this new setup is, I mean, it's definitely the best we've done, and like the back end setup, which I think is understandable given how many iterations and troubleshooting situations I've had to go through. Had a investigation into that USB today, and it looks like it's just desoldered from the motherboard. So it might be worth getting that repaired. It's a really good computer, old but really good. Yeah, we'll just keep going on this one. We're almost there. Yeah, now I feel like I've got things dialed back in again. That was a great, really nice, consistent, smooth weld. Optimal wave, 92 hertz, negative 32 on the AC balance. I changed. Just hearing that arc terminate just then sounded a bit strange, but hearing it through the stream. But yeah, that looks really nice. Happy with that. So the bottom of this tank looks bloody fantastic. Probably a good reminder that I need to. I used to weld this seam before I flipped over to the top. Probably a good reminder that I need to do that. You know, like these two welds here in the car, you never see that on the part. So, yeah, just food for thought on this one. I mean, like I said, it will look absolutely fantastic when it's been powder coated. I don't think you would be able to see that at all, but it looks like yeah, it looks like there's a bit of dust on that. Yeah, so I'm going to blame the linisher for that trash at this stage. I've turfed it, I've kept it, but I'm not going to use it again. Just it threw off so much rubbish. It's weird. Just weird that it's just this one tank, but that's cool. Yeah, that was quite nice as well. There was a little bit of a burn off right here. I have no idea if you're able to see that in the welding camera, but it was just a little bit of leftover lint from that cloth that I wiped it down with, and it just evaporated right before I got to it. The termination on those welds sounds weird in the video. It sounds fine in real life. When I hear that with a 40-odd second delay, it sounds a bit strange. Yeah, so the last few welds we got stuff dialed in. A little bit disappointed with the top of these. They will look fantastic when they're powder coated, but you know, there's a couple of spots there that I mean, this weld looks really good. Across the front looks okay. Yeah, just this little section where we had that trash come through is really the worst of it. But they will powder coat up really nicely. There is a bracket that goes across here, and obviously the filter plates cover a lot of that area. So I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses, but it's just part of it. I think like some days you're rolling, other days not so much. And I think that's definitely one of the fun parts of welding is the fact that nothing changes and everything changes all the time. It makes it really fun, actually. One of the things I really enjoy about it is the constant troubleshooting. You know, welding is just constantly troubleshooting. But yeah, really happy with that. Really happy with those last couple of welds for sure. We're pretty close to on time. 40-second delay is just YouTube, and YouTube is 40 seconds behind on Facebook. Interesting. I think Facebook has really good compression. I don't know if what they take. I should actually have a look. But everything seems to be uploading well. But yeah, I never watch on YouTube. I only ever, like, when I listen back, I only listen Facebook. Sorry, I only listen back on YouTube. Obviously, because it's the most consistent, and it's the only chat that I can interact with through this software. So, yeah, interesting. I appreciate the knowledge. It's something that I would never learn on my own. So that's it. I got my aluminium delivery this morning. I was able to machine all day long and cut out a whole bunch of catch cans. So tomorrow we're going to be doing some R34 tanks. I cut R34, I cut Evo, and then tomorrow I've got S13 and more Evo. So yeah, so there's some different stuff other than R32 and R33 catch cans coming, but we are still on that Skyline grind until we catch up with stock, which is probably one more run, I think. But you know, we're welding, we're playing around with stuff. I will endeavor to fix that welder camera. I think that's interesting and important information for you guys and for me. I think I just need to get an extension cable for it. I'm not sure. This camera's a bit finicky, but we'll sort it out. All good things coming. I am not 100% if there'll be a stream tomorrow night. I'll basically go live if there is, or won't if there's not, and I might do an apology message if I'm not. But I'm a bit uncertain of my evening tomorrow at this point. So I guess that's a little bit of housekeeping. Chris, thank you so much. As always, man, like jumping in the chat and hanging out with me every night is so awesome. I can't stress it enough how much I appreciate it. Anyone else who came along tonight and checked out what we've got going on, I did see we had Jag jump in and like the Facebook stream, which I appreciate. And I think I saw the counter dip up a couple of times. So everyone who came along tonight to spend some time here in real time, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for that. If you're checking out the video after it is live, whether it's up on Facebook or over on YouTube. Like it, jump in the comments and have a chat. If you have a setting suggestion for me or any thoughts on these little problem spots I had tonight, I'd love to hear it. I'm still learning. I'm still learning, so I appreciate any and all feedback. What else we got? Do the like the video, dislike if you didn't like it, hit subscribe if you're new. Thank you all so much for spending the time with me. Have an awesome night, everybody, and I'll likely see you tomorrow. If not, it'll be Tuesday next week. Have a great one, everyone.